steamer together. I literally walked off set and bought it. I'm a true believer in the cleaning with the power of steam. And I got this one, Lou, because that power, you can really get into the tile, the grout, the kitchen, the bathroom, I mean, literally everywhere. We're gonna talk about this. It comes with like 18 bajillion pieces, which we use to kind of do all the different things we want with it. But I don't know what price I got it at, but I'm pretty sure it's not this. It's a $160 power steamer that's $99.99. Free shipping and handling to get this. I like it, Lou, because it's chemical free. Sure. And the level of heat you get out of this one particularly.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Love it. Watch.
I've sold a lot of steamers in my day, and this is probably the best one. Not probably, it is the best one that I've ever sold. Look at how, let's imagine that this was your shower stall door right here, okay? Calcium, lime scale, soap scum. Look how quickly with the window attachment, I can come down here and that steam just blasts that right off of there in seconds. Dirty over here, clean over here. I mean, you can clearly see the difference. But Tina, let's go over what this comes with so that we can delineate the difference.
Don't try to show me up, Lou Caputo. Using Deb Meyer's fancy words.
Let's start delineating. Okay, so you're getting 18 different pieces when you buy these. Of course, you're getting the Wagner steamer itself with the stainless steel boiler inside of it.
That's what makes the big difference.
That's what makes the difference, because you get that amazing pressure. It has an onboard compartment right here. If I could get this open, there we go, where you can keep all of your accessories. So that's built in right there. It's on wheels. It has an 8-foot hose. It's a great piece. Then you get 18 accessories that come with this. And Tina, when I tell you can do everything from floor to ceiling and in between, you literally can. Variety of nylon brushes, brass brushes down here. We give you a funnel. We give you a little pitcher to fill this with. You get the window attachment. You get a microfiber for your floors. You get extensions so that you can reach the floor. You even get, this is one of my favorite pieces, you get the wallpaper remover right here. Because if you've ever removed wallpaper, you know what a huge difference this makes. But you know what? Let's get to cleaning, because we got a bunch of stuff to show people.
So now I don't have to buy window cleaner. So I'm just
chemical free.
I'm taking money off as you go along.
Yeah, no, we are.
For all the bottles, we don't have to pay anymore.
And I'm just gonna move this over because I'm not that thin. Here.
Somebody did you dirty, Lou.
It's just a thing. Yeah, thanks, Nico. Anyway, so now notice right now what I'm doing is I'm clearing the lines of the hose. People look at that and they go like, well, wait a minute, all it's doing is shooting out water. That's because it's an 8-foot hose, and if it's sitting for a long time, that steam is in the hose, it'll turn back to water. Kind of a physics thing, okay? So let's do this right here on the stove top, okay? One of the places I hate to use chemicals is on my stove, all right? We've got that burnt on nasty mess on here. Watch the way the Wagner, when they get on here, starts to blast this off. And what's going on here is that the heat from this is emulsifying the grease, all right? All the fats and everything that drips onto your stove. Then the water is softening it, and then that pressure from that stainless boiler just blasts everything off of there. And look at the beautiful job that did without a single chemical in sight. And that's important, Tina, when you're doing this, because if you're gonna be cooking on this later, you don't want those chemicals just filling the air or getting in your food. How about this one? The inside of the oven, that's one that I absolutely dread, because I hate the chemicals that you spray in there, and they've got to sit there forever, right? And they're noxious, and you got to leave the house. Or mine has the self-cleaning function on it.
Don't do that.
No, because when I turn that on, I'm afraid the house is going to burn down. Because you ever seen how hot the stove gets?
Also, it's really sticky.
And it goes on for hours. Like, it stays on for hours and hours and hours. My countertops got hot next to it. Watch this, though. If I take my Wagner right here, and all I'm going to do is just place it in here, right on that glass where you get that burnt-on mess. Because people don't think about this. They like let it go for years before they try to clean their oven. But just in a couple of seconds, you can see that steam. I'm just going to give it a quick wipe. And just like that, that is absolutely gorgeous. And there's where all that gunk went right there on that rack. But if you, sometimes it's hard to, no, you can see it.
Yeah.
Look at the difference right there, right from here to here, all right? And then also the interior of the oven and all of that. And the thing about steam is that, number one, it is chemical free, okay? So it's non-toxic. But the other thing is that it doesn't put out a tremendous, it's not a lot of water when you're using it. So you're not having to worry about, oh gosh, I'm using this on a surface that normally I wouldn't use water on. It's not a ton of water that comes out here. By the way, when I was spraying this in front of you before, I was at least, I'm gonna say 8 feet away and doing that, because this puts out an amazing amount of steam that comes out. I love that about this.
We were gonna clean because we had an open house on Sunday.
Yes.
And I came home and me and
my
husband.
Selling yours? I'm kidding. Go ahead.
So my husband and I, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna clean. He wheeled this out. That's the first thing he does.
Baby.
Pulled it out into the middle of the room. He's like, let's start cleaning. Okay, so now I didn't buy window cleaner.
Nope, don't need it.
Stovetop cleaner.
Don't need
oven
it.
cleaner. This is starting to pay for itself.
It's starting to pay for it. So let's talk about the sink for a second, okay? When you're cleaning your kitchen, there are a plethora, another word, there's a plethora of different cleaning solutions and things that you could buy for it, okay? But the one thing that nobody ever thinks about is going down the drain, because the drain can stink sometimes, okay? Here's what I'm gonna show you. The thing about steam is that it sanitizes and deodorizes while you're using it, okay? So if I stick this down here and just pull that trigger, right? Now here's the other thing about steam. It kills anything it comes into contact with, any organic matter that it comes, like germs, bacteria. It literally eliminates them just by doing that in just a couple seconds. Even, you know what, the other thing is if there's fat or grease down there, it's gonna melt it. But it's deodorized that now and it's sanitized that drain. How about your pots and pans? Can I use this on those? Absolutely, especially if you got something like this, where that is just a burnt on mess. And sometimes we've got pots and pans that are soft metals, so you don't wanna use a scouring pad on them. You don't have to. Just take your Wagner and just start attacking the bottom. I'm using the nylon brush, one of the 4 that comes in the kit, just because I don't wanna scratch the bottom of this. But look at the way that steam, boy, it's so much steam you can hardly see it, but look at the way that steam got in there. Let me wipe this down real quick so you could see. Look at the difference in that. Isn't that something? I mean, it just absolutely gleams. Now, sometimes it's not about the dirt you see, it's about the dirt you can't see, okay? So we've got this cutting board right here.
Okay.
All right, it looks clean to the eye.
Okay.
Right? If I take a black light and I put it on here, what do you see?
Oh.
It's like a crime scene. Look at this. I mean, so if I take that off of there, that looks darn clean, but look at the residue that we left behind on here. It's absolutely disgusting. So let's take the Wagner, and I'm just going to attack this with this. In fact, I'm going to turn this upside down just because this was the dirtier side, and just hit this. Oh boy, look at that. All right, I didn't see that coming.
You can see it turning dark, like the dirt.
Look at that. Just give that a couple good scrubs like that. Now, here's the thing. When you're using a cutting board, let's say maybe you cut some chicken or pork or anything on here, it's not so bad with these plastic ones, but when you have a wooden cutting board, they actually absorb that stuff. Okay, so that's nice and clean now. Watch this. Look at the difference here. You can see we've got rid of 99% of that at the bottom, but the top of this is still just horrendous. So that's the difference when you're using your Wagner on there. Is it gets in there, it sanitizes, it cleans, and it takes care of it. I could do the backsplash. I can do all the metal fixtures on here. Anything I want, the grout lines. I mean, you get tools for everything, but the thing about steam is that it is safe for everything. So you don't have to like second guess yourself, like, oh, can I use this on here? Or can I use this on here? Is it gonna damage it? No, it's steam, it's fine.
Listen, if you haven't jumped on cleaning with the power of steam yet, don't do what I did. I took a very expensive route to get where I was at. First, I started with a little steam cleaner, and then I got the steam mop, and then I got this one. I was like growing my collection of steam cleaning things. Let me just save you the trouble. Get this one. This is your steam mop. It is your handheld.
It's everything.
It is everything that you want in that. And every little bottle you no longer have to buy, I always call there certain products that end up paying for themselves. If you bought 5 cleaning bottles of chemicals for your floor, for your grout, for your bathroom, for your windows, right? You have already paid for this entire thing. That's what I love about this. And just between Lou and I, the reason I bought this one versus anything else we did is when I was looking at it and like, that amount of steam.
I mean, honestly, I keep doing this because I like to keep the lines nice and clean, but look at this. How much steam comes out. By the way, this hose is 8 feet long. So even though this wheel's around behind me, I got plenty of hose to do whatever I need to do. This is something I do all the time in my house. I'll vacuum first, and then I follow up with a quick steam clean on the floor. And it is very fast to do this. But the reason I like this is it doesn't leave any residue behind. It doesn't make the floor sticky when you're done. Now look at this one here. Now, this is sticky right now, okay? But watch what happens when I take my Wagner. First of all, see how much steam comes out of there. And you get this brush that I'm using. There are bristles on here to use on grout and certain surfaces. But for what we're doing, I'm using the included microfiber pad that fits on here. And look at the way it's literally changing the color of this floor, getting all that gunk off of it. And I'm gonna stop right there just so you can see the difference. But here's the side that we did not clean, and here's the side that we did clean. And not, the other thing about this is it uses so little water that this is almost completely dry here. So you don't need to worry about this on your luxury plank vinyl or on your real wood floors or anything like that. Marble floors, you've got marble or granite. Most people have marble, okay, on their floor. Not most people, I'm saying people that have that type of flooring. They're gonna end up having marble, okay? The thing about that is it's beautiful until the sunlight hits it.
Yeah.
And then when the sunlight hits it, you're like, ooh, there's some smudges or there's footprints or, oh gosh, look at the dust that's on there. Watch what the Wagner's gonna do for this right here. So I'm gonna take it and we're just gonna go back and forth
Look at that.
on this
One
marble
swipe,
floor.
Lou.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yep.
And I mean, and it's almost dry as soon as I'm done with it. I mean, that's the crazy part about this is how fast it does that. But it brings back the life. It looks so much better. And it just, like, how else would you do that? I mean, you know, you'd be on your hands and knees trying to scrub these spots in the sunlight. This is just a really super easy way. By the way, all this is included too. You're getting these 2 extension tubes that you see right here that's gonna give you that extra reach. Maybe you've got real wood floors. A lot of people shy away from any kind of like water on a real wood floor. What I do is I just kind of trigger it and just give it a little bit of steam and let that do its work just like that. And look at how beautiful that is there. And again, because it is steam, because it doesn't use a ton, it's not like taking a mop and just slopping a liquid on there. It's safe for those floors.
Now, sometimes I forget. Maybe this is new to you because I own this and I'm like, yeah, Lou, I know. I'm like, this is amazing. But I forget. In the world of you know, steam cleaners, that boiler.
Oh, it's a big deal.
Listen, again, don't do what I did. You buy a bunch of stuff that's like really not that great. It's the temperature of the steam makes a huge, do we go to 212?
We go to 212 degrees. That's the boiling point of water. So, you know, it's going to go to 212. But here's the thing about that. There's a lot of devices that can do that, okay? Like I could use what they call a heat exchanger in a steamer. A lot of the handheld steamers, that's all they have is what's a heat exchanger. All that is basically the water goes through a heater and just heats it up, okay? But there's no pressure behind it. The big deal with ours is that it builds up that pressure in the boiler. I mean, it's so much so that you cannot take the cap off when it's under pressure, and that's a safety feature, but you cannot take the cap off because it does build up that much pressure, all right? In fact, let me just show you. Here's a great demonstration. I'm gonna come around to the back here, and I'm gonna show everybody exactly what I'm talking about here. Let's see, all right, look at the block of ice that I've got sitting in front of me here. Now, this piece of ice that's sitting right here has got to be, oh, thanks, there we go. I gotta empty out my lines. All right, so this block of ice here has gotta be at least 2 inches, maybe 3, okay? Watch this. This is the difference that having a stainless steel boiler makes.
Right through it.
I mean, look how quickly it blows through there. Now, would a handheld steamer with a heat exchanger be able to do this? The answer is eventually, okay? It would take a while, but we're just blowing right through the biggest, thickest parts of this like it's nothing, and that's all because we have the stainless steel boiler. So if you're cleaning with steam, but you don't have that pressure behind you, you're not really getting the results that you should be getting from them. It's just not gonna happen.
I know you are just like me at the very beginning when I got my very first steam cleaner. I was like, water's gonna clean this stuff, water's gonna make, I get that, right? Because I was you. This is what I will say. Today is 5 flex on everything. That ends tomorrow. That gets this down to 20 bucks. $20 in free shipping. Get it home for $20 and clean for the 30 days. Do your grout, do your bathroom, do your kitchen, do your oven, do your mirrors, do your windows. And I'll tell you, it takes a split second to go, yeah. And it's funny because a lot of people that are already converts to steam that like already believe in like, oh, I do steam cleaning. When you use your Wagner, when you get this home and you use it the first time, you're gonna be like, what was I doing before? Because the difference is just night and day. Take this one for example, okay? A little high chair, could be a car seat, anything like that for the kids. You know, they gotta have a snack, okay? And they get them all over the place. This one was like peanut butter and jelly, I believe. Watch the way the steamer can get in here and just literally melt and emulsify this jelly. I mean, this is sticky, sticky jelly that's on here. And it is just absolutely decimating it with that power of steam in just a couple seconds. But you know what? It's not just, I only did half just so everybody could see the difference, but it's not just about clean, it's about sanitize, especially if you got little ones. And that goes for cleaning the floors, it goes for any of those surfaces where the kids are crawling, or maybe you got pets like me and you don't want them having all these toxic chemicals around them, okay? This is a great way to do that. And again, this is already dry on the front of this here. I know I wiped it down, but there was so little water on there, it's amazing. Let's take a quick look at the unit right here, because I just want to see everybody to see exactly what they're getting here. So first of all, you can see it's a very compact design, kind of space age looking. I really like that about
about this. I showed you earlier, there is a compartment on the front where you can keep all 18 of your accessories. Actually, the only one that won't fit in there is the wallpaper one, but I don't think you're using that every day.
Yeah.
But you got that, okay? So you keep that in there. There's one button operation. It's either on or it's off. There are two LEDs. One indicates power. The yellow one lets you know that it's actually making steam right now. Now, doesn't mean I can't use it.
Yep.
I can. It's got plenty of steam in here, but it's just telling me that it's actually actively making steam right now. This will hold up to 40 ounces of water, but that 40 ounces will give you 40 minutes of cleaning time. That's a lot. This is that cap I was talking about that you cannot get off. See how it's just free spinning right now?
Yep.
It won't grab onto anything because this is under pressure. Once it cools down, it comes off very, very easily, but you gotta wait for the pressure to go down. By the way, handle. So if you did want to pick this up and down the stairs, if you're walking up and down stairs and cleaning, you could absolutely do that. And then of course, it's got the awesome wheels on this that lets it roll.
And just regular water, Lou?
Regular water.
That's what we put in ours.
I just use, I'm not gonna go out and go buy something fancy. I just put the regular water in there.
So, and I'll tell you, we use this all the time, but the biggest task we did was our grout when we were trying to get the grout.
Awesome.
I almost forgot what color our grout originally was.
So that happens.
Yes.
Where people are like, you clean your grout and you're like, oh, I forgot we got the light colored grout.
It was like a much different color, and you know, not that it's like whatever, but it gets dirty in there.
Grout is porous, so like when you're cleaning your floor with a mop and bucket and it's sloshing all that dirty water around, it's actually getting absorbed.
It almost looked like new floors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the best right there. You want to talk about some interior curb appeal, so to speak. That's a great way to do it. Now, what am I doing now? I'm refreshing this pillow, and you can use this on your mattresses. You can use this on your couch, your dog beds. I mean, anything you want. Throw pillows, whatever it is. But here's why this is such a great thing to do. Remember what I said earlier? Steam kills anything organic that it comes into contact with. So what's organic that might be in your mattress, that might be in various places, like maybe dust mites or bed bugs or anything like that. So you hit them with the steam, it's gonna kill them.
And what are you doing with that pillow? You can't throw that pillow like in the washing machine.
No, you cannot do that. I mean, you could, but then you never use it again.
Yeah.
The other thing about this, what I was just using on here, you get this as well. You get this little bonnet that fits on here. This is actually the window cleaning attachment, and all I did was just take, there's a way to take off the squeegee part, and then you put this on here. Now all of a sudden, you've got a great fabric steamer. By the way, clothes a little bit wrinkly, you got curtains that you want to like take some wrinkles out of, ba-bam. You know, table cover, anything like that. This is right here. I mean, this literally is an all-purpose steamer. You can use it on anything.
I'm telling you, literally, Lou and I did this presentation together, and I walked over there and bought it because I was like, I'm so impressed with the amount of steam that comes out of here, the runtime of it, and I was like, we're gonna use this over and over again. So again, if you're already in the world of sanitizing, deodorizing, and cleansing with the power of steam, grab this one. It's gonna blow your mind away with the boiler, being able to have all the different attachments to it, 18 different attachments, and you're like, will I use them? You will, because I do. Hey, look, there's Lou. $99.99. $20 on a flex pay, free shipping and handling on this one, 908528. It's $160 normally. Now, Lou, the first thing I ever steam cleaned.
Yes.
You know, like at the bottom of your faucet, right where the counter is?
I do.
You get that little calcium buildup.
Oh, sure.
I was trying like little things, like chemicals and bristles. I could not.
You can't get under there.
You can't. When I steam cleaned that, it melted it all away.
Yeah.
And it was like that calcium was never there.
And it gets underneath it too, which is the crazy. So same thing for toilets, because you know your toilet basically is just bolted to the floor. It's not actually attached to it other than 2 bolts on the side. So things can get underneath there, especially if you've got a husband and little boys. Okay?
5-year-old.
So there you go. So watch what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take one of our angled attachments and I'm gonna go underneath here, and I just want you to see.
There it is.
All righty. Take a look down here, right on the surface, and you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. That's what we just chased out of there using this power of steam. Watch. I'll even make more come out. And what's going on is this is actually getting under the lip of this toilet, and it's forcing that dirt out of there. How else would you do that? I have absolutely no idea.
That's what I'm saying.
Short of removing the toilet.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know?
It's because that steam can get into places that our scrubbies or anything can't get into and melt it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, remember what we did before with the cutting board, right? Where we were like, okay, there's things you can't see. Take a look at the top of this toilet seat. And again, sometimes it's what you can't see that you got to take care of. So this looks clean. Hit it with the black light, and clearly not clean. Okay, and my gosh, don't ever walk into your bathroom with a black light because you're gonna see things that you can't unsee. So I've done that now. Watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my Wagner. This time we're gonna switch out our attachments.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put on a brush and I'm just gonna attack the top of this, and I'll just do the front part of it just so you can see what a great job this does. What's always impressive to me is people are like, well, I can't see what you're cleaning when you're cleaning it. That's because of the steam.
Yeah.
There's so much steam.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe this off real quick, just like that. All right, now let's see the difference here. The treated versus the untreated. Here's the part we did not steam. Here's the part that we did steam. Did not steam, you can see all the schmutz. Right there, that's the part we did steam, and it's all gone. Not even, now, we're not just done there, though, because the bathroom is like a whole big project that you gotta do, right? We're gonna go inside this toilet here. Let me put that angle back on. And watch what I can do. I can actually take the angle and reverse it so that it's going up now.
Get
so
underneath
now,
the lip.
Getting underneath the rim, going all the way around there. And remember, it's gonna deodorize too. And I don't know about you, but I'm all for deodorizing in the bathroom, as well as disinfecting, as well as sanitizing. And just like that, that bowl, good to go.
Okay, toilet bowl cleaner.
Right.
We did oven.
Right.
Stovetop, floor.
Let's do the bathtub.
Window. Listen, I forgot about the bathtub. All the bottles we just saved, all the money. Don't do this and go buy the bottles.
Right.
Don't, and then go buy the chemicals. This is cleaning it, sanitizing it, deodorizing it. That's what the power of steam
Look at the way this thing
is all
follows me.
about.
Okay.
My husband was like, this thing is like a puppy. He's like, I move, this thing comes with me.
It follows you all over the place. But, you know, with the 8-foot hose on here, it actually makes it really, really simple to reach all kinds of spots.
Yeah.
So I just did the metal. Let's do the backsplash. The backsplash is going to have, like, you know, remnants from your toothpaste on here. It's going to have, you know, line scale it might have. It might have some soap scum on there. And even the marble. Let's just do all of it. Okay, so just like that, Tina, I'm going to wipe it down. And look at how gorgeous this is. And then we can go inside. We can go into the porcelain on the bottom right here. I can go inside the tub and get all these areas as well. Look at that. And again, it's that power of the steam that's emulsifying anything like the soap scum that's in here. It actually melts that and gets it out of there. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that one little bit there, but look at the difference, how quick and how easy that is to do. I'm telling you, once you clean with steam, you're never gonna go back. You can't.
I'm honest, I was a skeptical person. We have nurtured the idea that you need 10 different bottles. We've nurtured the idea that you need the chemicals to kill the bacteria. It's